Good, mate.
Good,
Very.
good. That's good. What I want you to do is tell me a little bit about yourself. So, what do you do for work? What do you do in your spare time? Just give myself some insight on what you do.
So a few different things. I work for an independent organization that helps landholders and large companies like mining companies, renewable energy companies just coexist better together. So I attend a lot of community sessions and forums and conferences, that sort of stuff. So I am traveling most weeks, a few
Mhm,
days most weeks I'm away.
mhm.
There's only two of us in the state for engagement, so I travel all over the place. Mainly where the coal seam gas areas were, but now that we've taken over renewable energy as well, those projects are spread throughout the state.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty heavy. Only 2 years on the team in the state, which is
Yeah,
a bit spread thin. Hey,
hopefully we get some more resources to get some more staff in those northern areas, but
yeah,
at this stage it's only the two of us that are field dedicated staff.
yeah,
And I'm a musician on the weekends, so I do weddings and spending a lot of time at pubs and bars and festivals, and that keeps me pretty busy on the weekends as well.
yeah, definitely, man. And that's it's also a good thing that you separate that time too and have a bit of a hobby slash job outside of that stuff because I can imagine work gets pretty busy and stressful
Yeah.
until you. So it's good to have a little bit of an outlet with that stuff.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool. So next thing, how did you hear about our coaching services? What was the kind of thing that grabbed your eye and got you kind of looking into what we do?
So I've been following Ben and Complete Body for a while,
Hmm.
probably since he started.
Hmm.
When you sort of popped up through his Instagram stuff and through Complete Body stuff, and
Hmm.
you'd made a fair bit of progress with some other people, and who tend to live pretty busy lives, and that's my life's very busy and all over the shop. So when this popped up and said that you could tailor programs that would yeah help people that didn't spend much time at home and
Hmm.
were out and about, that really grabbed me, and
Hmm.
I had a fair bit of weight to lose, so I was pretty keen to get something started after a switch sort of flicked about 2 or 3 months ago. Keen to do something, so yeah, I'm a I'm a list person. So when you were saying that there'll be a fair bit of accountability and tailored stuff to follow, I jumped on board.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool, man. Yeah, it's awesome. I guess that leads into my next question. What do you feel as though, like, before starting working with us, what do you feel you were struggling with? Like, what was the main thing?
Oh, so a few years ago, I really hurt both my wrists pretty badly. I was
Hmm.
pretty heavily into CrossFit, and that's when my music career was really starting off. So I went from playing guitar an hour or two a week to 9 to 12 hours a week.
Oh, wow.
So that constant strain, and then pretty heavily into CrossFit as well, doing the handstands and the barbells. Just something happened in both my wrists, and they haven't been able to fix it yet. So
Mm,
at that time I got pretty depresso.
mm,
I couldn't exercise properly. I couldn't play guitar like I used to without a lot of pain. When that stuff happened, when you can't do the stuff you enjoy it all.
yeah,
I was renovating a house at the time as well, so that just contributed to the pain.
yeah, yeah.
I really went downhill body wise.
Hmm.
I started not stretching as much. I started just eating a lot, getting pretty, not big, but I was, 10 kilos heavier than what I was
Yeah.
doing CrossFit. So that really affected my body image.
Hmm.
Just a lot of self consciousness around that.
Yeah.
When my wrists are better than what they were, but they're still about 70%. So I still can't, train like I used to, and
Yeah.
I really miss that, and I struggle training by myself, finding that motivation.
Yeah.
It was good having a checklist from you to be able to actually get out and do some stuff. I found the cardio was really good too. Like
Yeah.
I really struggle with cardio. I don't have the best knees, so running was out of the question. So when,
Yeah.
yeah, like walking's just a simple thing to do, but I always found it pretty boring. But when you're told you have to do it, it's, yeah, you get out
Yeah.
and stuff.
Definitely, and it keeps you accountable too, having it like
Mm,
that, list of things you have on for the day and what you're required to do. And when you know you can just work your way down that list and tick it off, it just makes it
yeah,
and then knowing too someone's on the other side, kind of looking at it, it also gives you that little bit of extra oomph, like, oh, I'll get out and do it. Otherwise,
yeah.
that can be a reason for why I'm not getting to where I want to get to, and yeah, well, things like that, I guess.
And I think with this, yeah, both my job and hobby, like when I'm traveling a lot, there's like you go to conferences and stuff, and there's just tables of
Mm,
snacks, and oh man, it's yeah. When you put a, there's not much healthy food when you go to those sort of things, and they have like a small plate of fruit, and the rest are just croissants and biscuits, and that's what I really struggle with is when
mm,
there's like a plate of free danishes in front of me compared to
mm,
the healthy stuff. When I'm traveling on planes and stuff, I really struggle to bring my own
mm.
stuff. And then on the weekends, when you're playing where I do, there's always um, beers and hot chips.
Yeah.
And, yeah, they don't. When people are partying, they don't usually have the healthy options, and I'm always at those sort of
Mm,
events. And yeah, so that's what I get exposed to most weeks is just treats and beers and
mhm.
unhealthy food.
Yeah, definitely. And it makes it hard too. That's why it's good having a system in place to know what you can, well, not necessarily what you can and can't eat, but what to restrict yourself on and what to kind of put
Mm,
limits on, and then what to go all out on. Makes a
yeah.
big difference with that stuff, and it's super important. Obviously, your results speak for themselves, mate. In the last 8 weeks, so yeah, that's definitely
It's
something.
still been a struggle, man.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
I've had some bad days, but I think this is my first time really tracking calories.
Mhm, mhm.
Um, so going for those I guess healthier options, like non-alcoholic beers and not eating as much as what I would have, like
Mhm.
still having one Danish but not having 10.
Yeah.
That's been a big thing I think as well. Like I'm not where I want to be at this stage, but I still am making progress in the right way. So
Mhm.
that's been, yeah, it's, I've been putting in a lot of effort, I think, where before
Mhm.
I just would have given up halfway through. And
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Especially too, we saw probably a couple of weeks there where we plateaued out a
mm,
little bit, and that was, I guess, frustrating on both ends. Like it's frustrating for you to be putting in the work and like, oh, my weight's not dropping, and then on my end too to kind of figure out what we need to change and adjust, and then when you finally see it drop, and I think this week we
mm,
hit an all-time low, which was fantastic, and it's always good to see that. So
yeah,
yeah, it's always exciting with that stuff.
mm,
Yeah.
yep.
Cool, that's awesome. I guess the next thing too, what was the thing that made you finally invest in the coaching? What was kind of the light bulb moment or the switch that you were like, okay, this is it. I'm getting some coaching. I'm going to start. I need to start getting some
Mm.
results. I need to start seeing some change.
I, about a bit over 2 months ago, I went overseas, and
Yeah,
you have to weigh yourself to get on a helicopter when you're doing the mountain stuff.
yeah,
So yeah, when I got on the scales and I was the heaviest I've been in 10, 12 years,
mm,
that was the switch that said, yeah, I have to do something about, like I've been trying to do stuff for the last couple of years since I put on all this weight with my
mm,
wrist, and yeah, this was sort of the turning point. Well, yeah, I need, like, yeah, I can do this stuff, but I need someone to kickstart this journey again and keep me accountable and teach me some more stuff. So yeah, that was really the switch, and I was just, yeah, just feeling heavy pull-ups and push-ups like hurt a lot more with my wrist now. So being lighter would be really beneficial with that stuff. But yeah, I just felt that sort of stuff was a lot harder than what it used to be.
yeah, definitely. And that's a pretty scary thing when that starts happening. Hey, when you're like, holy shit, feel heavy. Everything feels hard. Like even walking and
Yeah,
stuff to an extent starts hurting, like knee joints, ankle joints, feet. It's like, what's going on here? It's
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, that's cool. Um, that leads into our next question as well. what has your experience been like so far through this weight loss journey and process? Been like working with myself?
Um, it's been really good. Like in the past, when I've done diets, it's been chicken and broccoli and oats and protein for breakfast. But and like it's very good for like me personally. That's how I lose weight very quickly. But it just is not enjoyable or sustainable. And when I first started on this plan, and I was having the food that was put in the plan. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to lose weight on this food. It tastes really good. Yeah, they've got ingredients in it that I never would have considered diet ingredients. And yeah, you said I was still allowed to have a beer and a coffee a week, and like I have exceeded that at some stages, which is probably why I put on a bit, having two or three beers in a weekend rather than the
Yeah,
one. I think that contributed to it, and going away and having like I like long blacks at home, but like on the road, having your flat whites and
yeah,
even changing that to almond flat whites is still a lot better than me trying to scoff down a long black on the road.
yeah,
It's
definitely, mate.
hard to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think it surprised me that I've been able to still, even though it hasn't been a quick drop off in weight, it's been sustainable, and it hasn't been like it's taken work to make the food and prepare the food, but it hasn't tasted like pure garbage.
Yeah, and that's an important thing we preach on about is trying to make it as enjoyable because the big thing is we want it to be as sustainable as
Mm,
possible. And it's also not only like the food stuff, but understanding for yourself too, like making those changes. Like instead of having full fat cheese down the track, I was like, oh, I might get a light cheese. It tastes pretty much the same. I can throw it in all my meals. It's half the calories.
yeah,
And being able to make those changes to sustain it long term because it's all good and well getting the results while you're inside the program. But the big thing we try to teach people is you can still eat pretty decent food and maintain, if not continue your results outside our program as well, which is what we
yeah,
try to do with people because that's important. Um, yeah,
yeah.
because we don't want to coach people and have them, lose 10, 12 kilos and then, 6 months later they
Well,
call us and say, hey man, I put all that weight back on,
mm,
got back in the program. We want it to be a sustainable thing that they can continue for the rest of their life with a little bit more freedom. If
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. I think the calorie counting's been the biggest lesson
Yeah,
for me.
yeah,
Like, yeah, even though I was having like one beer at a gig and then having three gigs a weekend, that was three beers where I could have one non-alcoholic beer a weekend, and I think that just, yeah, mentally, I think that helped keep me in the good frame of mind with the calories.
hmm
But yeah, also just tracking that as well and seeing the difference in the amount of calories, those sort of things just add up.
yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, it's crazy when you actually start tracking that stuff because you don't actually realize how much, like just a handful of this and a handful of that, and then a couple of beers
Mm.
and then a handful of this adds up, and that's like for some people that's their whole daily consumption of food, just in those snacks and handfuls and those
The
couple of
snacks, yeah, like didn't know about like how many calories are in nuts, and
hmm
then yeah, like if you have three full Freddos at a conference,
hmm
that's a lot of calories. Then
mm,
yeah, those sort of things that I didn't realize. Well, I probably did realize in the back of my mind that yeah, this is probably contributing to a lot of stuff, but
yeah, definitely,
it's small and it's delicious, but
yeah,
it's probably not going to do that much. But
yeah,
it all adds up.
yeah, it does definitely. Yeah, that's awesome. Which I guess I want to jump into now. What are some of the results you've seen since joining us? So you've been with us. I think it's just been a little bit over 8 weeks. I think we're approaching week 10.
No, I think this is week eight.
It is week 8. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the 8 weeks, what are some results that you've seen since joining? So this could be weight loss, body changes. Increased energy, better sleep, those
Yeah.
eat differently, those kind of things.
So obviously the weight loss. I
hmm
think initially that first 2 weeks when I lost a lot of weight, that was yeah, a lot of probably just water weight and carbs that
hmm
I'd been having for the 2 months before. I just was going ham on everything really.
Yeah.
Um, Pizza and yeah, I'd been traveling a lot, holidays and all that
hmm
stuff adds up. So that was exciting initially, and then we did hit that plateau.
hmm
Um, I was yeah, snacking a little bit more, and then I guess I got once I saw that first result, I was relaxed a bit, which I
Hmm.
shouldn't have.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think the walking has helped me a lot.
Hmm.
Just being able to get outside and do that, even if it's boring and it's
Hmm.
just a tick off on the list and feel like you've actually done something. I
Yeah,
think
definitely.
that helped a lot mentally. I don't know how many calories it actually burns. It probably burns a lot, but
Hmm.
yeah. But I even struggle to find the time to do 45 minutes walking. That's
Mm.
how busy I've been the
Hmm.
last few months. It's
Hmm.
yeah. But traveling around as well a lot, like getting outside and walking around a new town is yeah, it really helps mentally.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that's been the biggest thing. The workouts, I'm still in a lot of pain with wrists and
Hmm.
doing a few different things with my
Hmm.
knees. It's yeah, I still really struggle with working out because I miss that community atmosphere with
Yeah.
CrossFit. And I was trying to do CrossFit all last year, and I just yeah, I'm pretty good at scaling things now and changing exercises so
Hmm.
I don't hurt my wrist. But it just watching people do the things that you used to love to do, like muscle
Mm.
ups and rope climbs, it just mentally that was really hard to do. Even though you're still part of the community, it's
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think that like even though I've adapted and changed a fair bit of your workouts as well,
Hmm.
like, just to help my wrists, I changed from
Yeah.
doing what was I changing? Just a fair bit of the stuff that is going to affect my wrist to
Yeah.
something that's more either lighter and more reps or yeah, something that's going to change that position so it doesn't crush those metacarpals as much as
Yeah.
yeah. That's been good, but that's still what I struggle with is working out. But that was going to happen no
Hmm.
matter what I did,
Hmm.
just because of the pain.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think that consistency and having a checklist has really helped.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's good. I think too, just to give everyone a bit of a idea of results. I think what did you first weigh? And it was about was it 98? Was our
It was
first
97.
97? So we're down
Yeah,
pretty much six and a bit
yeah,
kilos
in
over the
eight
last
weeks.
8 weeks, which is
So it's not as much as what I was hoping. Like I think
mm,
if I stayed very strict, I would be
mm,
down to that maybe 80, 89, 88.
yeah, definitely.
But I did have, yeah, I did go away during the last 8 weeks a fair bit.
Hmm.
So I was still going to pubs for dinner because there's not
Hmm.
much else in those small towns.
Yeah, definitely.
But even though I was choosing the healthier options, there were still chips there that are just in
Hmm.
front of me that I'm like, I really struggle to like leave chips.
Mm, yeah, you and I
Uh,
both, mate.
so that was a big struggle. So I think if
Yeah.
I stayed at home for 8 weeks straight with the plan that was given, I would have been down an extra 4 or 5 kilos. But it's
Hmm.
yeah, still seeing that progress after still having one non-alcoholic beer a week and then having 2 or 3 coffees a week and yeah, just tracking those unhealthy calories and
Hmm.
staying. Even though I went a few days, went over by 100 or 200 calories, still seeing that progress was really encouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to keep tracking along and try and keep it pretty strict and get
Hmm.
to that goal weight of around mid 80s.
Yeah.
Like I would like to get to low 80s, but I know how strict I'm going to have to be to get
Yeah. And
to that.
definitely too, because you're pretty tall, and you hold a fair bit of muscle mass anyway. So for you to get that low, yeah, it will, and it's definitely something you can do, but it just depends on when we discuss some goals and stuff. Once we get to that mid 80s, and how you're feeling and
Yeah.
what you want to do, but mid 80s, that's still 12, 13 kilos
That'd be
down.
so hard to maintain
Yeah,
with the lifestyle that I have at the moment with
definitely.
traveling every week and then being at gigs every week. And yeah, I don't like to eat a lot before I sing.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, probably 3 or 4 hours before I sing, I don't like to eat a lot. I just don't like to feel full, and
Hmm.
the potential to feel nauseous on stage is just not ideal. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think those gigging days, which has lately been 2 or 3 times a week, has
Hmm.
been yeah, I usually have breakfast and then I save a lot of that food for when I get home, a
Yeah.
lot of the calories for when I get home. So, yeah, again, if you were at home and you had a regular 9 to 5 job where you're at the same place every
Hmm.
day, I think it would be very achievable,
Hmm.
and probably is for me as well. But it's just the discipline that I struggle with
Yeah.
just free food.
Yeah, definitely, and that is the hard part, isn't it? I guess that leads into our next question: is what do you feel as though has been your proudest moment so far? So, whether that's the weight loss that you've sustained over having such a busy and
Mm.
crazy lifestyle, whether that's having a routine. What do you feel as though your proudest moment has been so far?
Um, I think it's been the discipline around
Yep,
the cardio
yep,
aspect. Um, like to make that time to go outside when it's cold
hmm
and do your 45 minutes, even though you find it unproductive. You feel like it's unproductive because it's
yeah,
just,
yeah,
and
yeah,
yeah, you're trying to do stuff while you're walking. It's just, yeah, to be able to push past that mental barrier of you thinking it's unproductive.
hmm
Same with sleep. Like I upped my sleep probably more than I usually have,
hmm
just because trying to frame it as productive rather than,
hmm
yeah, a waste of time.
yep.
It's yeah,
That's
trying to
awesome.
do that. I think those two discipline things have been a big tick off the list, and hopefully
Yep,
I see more benefits of doing them.
yep,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, it's the discipline to prepare, and also, like I've been to events where I've only had the fruit
Yep.
and nothing else. I've had good days where I've avoided all that garbage, and yeah, those days are pretty proud moments. But then you
hmm
have bad days where you're, yeah, starving and there's no other options for you to
hmm
snack apart from those delicious treats.
Yeah. And sometimes too, like I guess a big thing is, and this will be a shift in your mindset too, obviously seeing the results you've seen, is it's not the end of the world if you have a day where you go over or you have a bit of a even a bad week, for instance. Like
Mm,
it's not undoable, if that makes sense. It's like, okay, we've done this and this week. Let's have a look at what we've got next week. Let's plan it, make sure we sustain what we're doing, and then we can roll through and still see results. Because I feel as though a lot of people, and especially to the information that we have around nutrition, is people think that they have one bad day, they have a snack, or they go off plan or whatever. They've
mm,
just undone everything. Like, oh no, I'm back to square one. Now, like you said, there are certain times you just got to knuckle down and do the hard shit. That's
yeah.
just the reality of it. But there is also times, like you said, where you're at gigs and you can have a beer and a feed and
Mm,
count that in for your
yeah.
day, which is
And I
cool.
think I did feel like I let myself down on some of those days where you have, yeah, burger and chips at the pub, and then, yeah, you just feel like you've ruined the whole week. But
Mm,
then within 5 days, you're back to your same,
hmm
if not less weight level,
Yeah.
and not starving yourself the next day. Like back in the day, I would have, like during those state of origin days where you've had a whole pizza and a few Tim Tams and
mm,
um, yeah, you just the next day you feel like you shouldn't be eating all day to make up for those extra calories. But in this case, like yeah, we did have two state of origins throughout that time, and I did
mm,
have, even though I had the low calorie pizza from Coles and I had a non-alcoholic beer and maybe one Tim Tam,
mhm.
yeah, you still feel a little bit guilty because you haven't stuck to the plan, but in a
Yeah.
few days you've seen that you haven't really influenced it that much. Even though it wouldn't have accelerated as much as it would have if you stuck to it, it's
Yeah,
still
that's exactly right.
slow progress, just ticking along.
Yeah, and that's the key. That's what wins at the end of the day,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Now, I've got a couple of last questions for you here, Ethan. This one here. What advice would you give someone starting out? So, someone that was in the same position as you, and you talking to them now. What would be your advice
Mm.
to them?
Just start and know it's not going to be as hard as you think.
Hmm
Like this isn't the bodybuilder's plan where they give you broccoli and chicken for 3 meals a day, and then you're gonna have like heaps of eggs for breakfast. I did that a long time ago, and it worked very well, but it was not enjoyable at all. And you
No.
couldn't go out with your friends, and yeah, like even though I looked fit and I felt pretty good, like it just wasn't. You're always getting crap from your friends, and I think that'd be great if you were super dedicated and
hmm
not doing as much travel and socializing as I do. It's yeah, I think you just need to start and know it's going to be a slow journey, but if you stick to it, you're going to see some results.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. That's great advice. And I guess the last thing I wanted to ask you today, Ethan, is if someone's on the fence about working with myself and the team, what would you tell them based on your experience so far?
I think just do it and give it at least 8 weeks. I think you can't see the results. Like you might lose a kilo in the first week and then put it on in 2 weeks. Don't give up after that first fortnight. It's going to be a journey and figuring out like what days you're going to cook on and yeah, what foods you enjoy and whether you don't like anything, just let yourself know and you'll change some things. If you do have an injury, like something can be changed and altered. You can always do something every day if you yeah make it a priority. It's yeah, you can always do something, even if it is go for a walk around the block or spend half an hour doing something light at the gym. It's yeah, doing something, even though yeah, like I'm probably a good example because I have lower body injuries, I have upper body injuries, I don't have much time, so being able to do something that you are capable of doing is just mentally it's a tick off, but also you can still burn those calories and yeah, keep ticking along.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great advice. No, that's awesome. Thank you very much for sitting down today and going through that. It's huge, and I feel as though a lot of people can benefit from that
Mm.
and what you've spoken about, which
Yeah,
is
you just need to start. Like, there's no official start date. Just do it. Just yeah, start tomorrow if you want to. It's don't keep kicking the ball down the line. Otherwise, you'll be 2 years later and still injured and still as heavy as you got. So
yeah,
yeah, just got to
definitely.
start somewhere and do something.
That's awesome. Thanks heaps, mate.